Hi, everybody, and welcome back. Today we are going to look at a fable called The Hares and the Frogs. And hopefully you remember this from stories that you've heard before, and actually fables that you've heard before. Another name for a rabbit is a hare. Before we start reading, let's look at a few vocabulary words so that we are really familiar with what we're reading. Now remember, fables are very old. Not all of these words are familiar to us. They're not the kind of words we use in everyday language sometimes. So let's just look at them. The first word is persecuted, which means treated badly. So if you're persecuted by someone, you're going to be afraid of them. Single means one. Approach means to come near. Walking up to someone would be approaching them. Stampeding is a sudden panicked rush. This is something that cows and horses will do. They'll stampede sometimes if maybe there's a bolt of lightning, something like that. They get scared and they run in a big group. And then scuttled means that they ran quickly. If you scuttled somewhere, you ran there quickly. All right, let's go ahead and read this short story. The Hares and the Frogs. The hares were so persecuted by the other beasts, they did not know where to go. As soon as they saw a single animal approach them, off they used to run. All right, I'm going to stop there and I'm going to think about this. These poor little hares were just terrified of everything. What a terrible way to have to live, to be just afraid. Anytime you saw any other animal, you would just run off. That seems like a miserable, miserable life. I feel bad for them. All right, next paragraph. One day they saw a herd of wild horses stampeding about, and in quite a panic, all the hares scuttled off to the lake close by, determined to drown themselves rather than live in such a constant state of fear. Oh, wow, that is terrifying. They were so scared and so worried about all these other creatures, they just didn't even care if they drowned when they got to the water. They just had to not have to go through this anymore. Now let's see what happens. But just as they got near the bank of the lake, a group of frogs, frightened by the approach of the hares, scuttled off and jumped into the water. Truly, said one of the hares, things are not so bad as they seem. All right, let's think about what the moral of this fable is. The hares were actually scared for their lives of all these other creatures, and they were just in a constant state of fear. And at the end of the story, though, one of the hares realized that things aren't all that bad because they saw, oh, somebody's even afraid of us, and we're not even trying to be scary. Let's see what Aesop said the moral to this fable was. There is always someone worse off than yourself. So let's remember that no matter how tough things get, remember that it really could be worse, and we need to think about others who are suffering worse than we are, and maybe that will help us realize things are really not as bad as they seem, just like that hare at the end of the fable realized things really weren't all that bad. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I will see you in the next lesson. Thank you. Bye-bye.